Hello and welcome to Ewe Sew You. My name's Zoe and this is my channel about all my crafty things that I get up to. I knit, I sew, I occasionally crochet or weave, I'm learning to spin. I'm only starting with the weaving, but there we go. I dabble in a bit of felting occasionally, and this is where I share what I've been up to, and hopefully you'll like what you see. It might give you some inspiration for things for yourself, or some ideas of materials to use, that kind of thing. You can follow me on Instagram as ZozieM. I'm on Ravelry as ZozieM, and there is a Ravelry group for this podcast, so if you search for Ewe Sew You in the groups tab, that'll take you there. And I have a written blog over at ewesewyou.com. Okay, so that's all the administration-y type things right up front. I will put my handles somewhere along the bottom as well, and they'll be in the description below. So let's get straight to it. I have a finished object on, and this is a Freya sweater which I've made out of scuba. It's a bright yellow floral scuba from Minerva. It's actually for a Minerva blog post, and I've made a coordinating skirt to go with it. So keep your eyes out on the Minerva blog for more information on that, and I will insert a picture of the full ensemble so you get an idea of what it all looks like together. Now, I do have a few works in progress that I've been working on, some more than others, so I'll show you those in a moment, and I have a little bit of stash acquisition as well to share, but it should be quite a short and sweet video this week. Okay, so first of all, works in progress. Let's start with something that I've already shown you. This is my pre-Christmas cast on of a pair of socks in pixie yarns. It's the Mina Phillips Candy Cane pattern, which came free as part of the season's sock club. So I am this far so far. The colourway for the yarn is Christmas Tree, so Christmas colourway for Pixie Yarns, and she sent me this lovely little progress keeper along with it, so I figured that was the appropriate one to put on this particular set of socks. I am approaching where I'm going to put the heel in. I've got another couple of inches probably before I get to the heel turn, but they are coming along nicely, and it has this lovely knit pearl kind of, well actually it's not even knit pearl, it's knitted, but it's like a twisted stitch pattern that wraps its way around the sock. So obviously it's not going onto the back at the moment, the soles of the feet are pure stockinette, but this diagonal twisty wrap is going to go all the way around the calf up to the cuff. So those are my first pair of contrasting heels, toes and possibly cuffs socks. Normally I knit my socks in just the one yarn the whole way through. My next work in progress is another pair of socks. It's another Mina Phillips design. It is in an Amazon gift bag because I was running out of sock-sized project bags. This does the job perfectly. It's exactly the right size. Now, this is actually for the first pattern in the season sock club, so I've only got as far as, just going to unwrap my cable, as far as the toes so far in the winter Gancy. As you can see, they're no longer attached to the ball. That is because I am doing contrasting toes, heels and cuffs again. So this is in Snow Day, which is, this is the Pixie Realm yarn, the other one's Fairy Realm, this is Pixie Yarns, do apologise. So Christmas Tree was Fairy Realm and Snow Day is Pixie Yarns. So the main colourway is like a white with some speckles in it, so that should be a good subtle pair of socks. There's quite a lot of texture going on in those. Actually, before I put it away, I actually now have a second set of sock needles. Apologise if the camera shook there, as my cat's coming past and having a play. These are cubics, as they're Knit Pros, and they are 2.75mm, as I do all my socks on 2.75 needles. But the needle itself is square, which apparently is going to give me better stitch definition, and so far so good. The stitch definition is pretty good. Okay, so we'll see how they go. They're fixed circulars, whereas my other pair are higher sharps, which are interchangeables. But I'm enjoying having a play with those. So I'll see how the whole socks go before I make a decision as to whether I'm going to knit more socks with cubics needles. But yeah, so far so good. And the next work in progress I have to do, I've definitely shown you before, and this is the one I've been doing most work on over the past week, because it's a deadline knit, it's a test knit, again for Mina Phillip. There's a bit of a theme this week to my projects. So this, I have about a week left to finish it. Just wrangling it out of the bag that it's sitting in. And this is Big Red, which I am knitting in blue. So as you can see, I have now completed the body. So you can see that cable working its way down the side and curling back in at the bottom. And I have about half a sleeve. So I've got a sleeve and a half left to do, and the neckline to do. And so far I've only got one stripe where I've got one too many rows of the dark blue. Bound to happen at some point. I believe it's that stripe there. It's just one row too wide. But I'm not too worried about it, because actually once I'm wearing it, it's not going to show too much. So I'm quite happy with how this is progressing. This is in Cascade 220 fingering weight, which is a lovely soft superwash yarn. I'm quite happy with the length and the fit so far, and obviously once the neckline is on in the dark blue, this neckline will be a bit closer. I'm not quite sure what the cats are up to at the minute, but hopefully they're not shaking the equipment too much for you. So yes, I'm really pleased with that. It's my Big Red in blue. So that's all my projects that I've been working on this week. So not too much to show you really at the moment. I have some more sewing to do. I've got a hoodie that's all cut out ready to go. So some shoelaces arrived to do the cord in the hood for that. And that'll be on the Stella pattern. Which is Tilly and the Buttons from her book Stretch. I'm having a bit of a Tilly and the Buttons kick at the moment, because this is Tilly and the Buttons too, as is the skirt that goes with it. So it's acquisitions. Because I'm doing Mina Phillip's sock club, and there are 4 pairs of socks in that sock club, being a season sock club. The winter pattern has come out now, so we've got spring, autumn and summer still to come. So I have bought myself 3 sock sets for the rest of the club. Obviously I already had the snow day, I bought that before Christmas. So I've bought 3 sets of yarn, all from Buttoned Up and Pinned Down over on Etsy. First one I'm going to show you is Spink and Forcible, which comes with a speckled mini for the contrast. It's a 75-25 superwash merino nylon yarn, so it's nice and soft. And it's a 50-gram ball for the main colour and 20 grams for the contrast colour. So all 3 sock sets are the same in terms of yarn base and weight, and they've all come with a little stitch marker. So this is Spink and Forcible, which is this main colour with these pinks, purples and greens. And then there's this lovely speckled mini for the contrast. And there we have a little book, stitch marker, progress keeper that came with it. That's the back of it. Let's turn it around. It does have, it's going to play along. Put my fingers out of the way. Don't know if you can see that, but it does have ABC stamped into it. So that's sock yarn acquisition number 1. Number 2 also came with a stitch marker. This time it's musical notes. And as I say, they're all from Pinned Up, Buttoned Down. They're all superwash merino nylon, 75-25, 50-gram and 20-gram. So this is Misty Morning with a yellow contrast mini. So we've got yellows, creams, and greys in that one. So that might be autumn. Possibly, we'll see. And the final mini set that I got, again same yardage, same content. This is Too Much Candy, which comes with a green mini, and it's a gorgeously bright green. This may just have to be summer. Although greens might be more spring-like. But it's such a bright colourway. And there's a wishbone, progress keeper on that one. So there we have. And probably going to be spring, summer, autumn. But I will make my final decision once the patterns come out. They're being released on the 1st of the month, so I will make my final decision for the next pattern when that comes out at the beginning of February. So that's my acquisition, and that's pretty much all I have to show this week. As I say, a relatively short video for me. It's looking like it might be under 15 minutes, so hopefully that'll upload quite quickly. I don't have any particular make nines in mind for this year. I don't tend to do the make nines because whilst I do like to be mindful when I'm planning out projects and buying fabrics, buying yarns, I don't really want to have necessarily a list of projects that I'm going to complete by a particular date beyond the make-alongs that I join in with. Just because I'm not always going to have time to do it. I'm not always going to have the money to get the fabric for that particular project at that particular time. So I just like to be a little bit more flexible with my plans. That being said, I do want to make some more trousers. I do have a zip to mend on a pair of trousers. I do want to make some more dresses. I will be making some more of the Freya tops because I think they're really comfortable. So I can see me making them in lots of different fabrics, and the skirt that I made to go with it as well, really quick, really simple sew. I do want to knit more sweaters. I do want to knit more socks. I'm going to see if I can manage to complete the box of socks gal this year, as I'm starting at the beginning of the year, whereas last year I started partway through and failed miserably, which is not really all that surprising. And I am thinking about creating some designs to knit myself. I can already draft patterns to fit me, so there will probably be some more clothes made at some point when I have time, drafted to my own measurements rather than from a stockboard pattern, but again, I'm not putting a deadline on that. With test knits and work and all that kind of thing, I just think it'd be a little bit demotivating when I miss my deadline. So I've chosen not to do make nine this year, but I do have some things in mind for across the year, just not pinned down to particular dates. I see lots and lots more sweaters in my future, and lots of more socks. I am still planning on moving towards a predominantly handmade wardrobe, largely because that will reduce the amount of clothes that I have in my wardrobe and clear up more space in the bedroom, which is always a good thing. So I say that's all I have for you this week. Feel free to like and subscribe down below and hop on over to the Ravelry group. I'd love to see you there. In the meantime, I hope your 2019 has started well, and that you're already on the road to succeed with any goals you may have set yourself. The cat investigating in the corner. In the meantime, until I see you next time, which will hopefully be next week, and hopefully with a finished or almost finished Big Red, as the deadline is next weekend. Should be fine, I should get that done. You never know, I might even have a hoodie made as well. But until then, have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye!